for water quality, sediment, and organism testing in the area, because to me, we really don't know the extent of the contamination fully. It may be in groundwater, it also may be in the river north. And so, to me, if that could be done, that would be a good use of the money. And also, I don't know if health surveys could somehow be funded, but in particular for people in areas that you consider super high risk, looking at their situations and having a well-done health survey put together, and then you can gather data and say, hey, we do have a problem, or here or over there or whatever. But I'm just wondering if things like that could be funded.
Well, actually, yeah, they can. Just as part of the Superfund process, our participation, county participation in the Superfund process, we are going to actually look at doing some more groundwater testing, not necessarily in individual properties, because we honestly don't have a whole lot of faith in the information that was developed for the EPA by PRPs, and that's something that we are discussing doing right now with our consultant that we hired. And you're right, that's something that needs to be looked at very seriously, all of those things. Just kind of, I would like to say one last thing, unless somebody else has another question for me. Yes, sir.
I'm a visitor to the community, but my question is, you mentioned 2 or 3 times that the verdict was 10-2. My point, what was the 10 people? What was the litigating point that those 10 people held out on international paper?
Well, it's real difficult to pinpoint it exactly, but we talked to people, and I think part of it was the fact that Waste Management was no longer in the courtroom. They heard testimony that pointed in that direction for going on. This trial went on for more than a month, and it was broken up. And another part of it, I think, was that the county was not allowed to present evidence that we felt was very essential to our case, which had to do with the impact that this site had on the community, the health dangers and things like that were involved, as well as the site. And that's why we want to go back and have those issues re-examined with regards to
And also the judge permitted international paper to give their side of it, but we were not allowed to present our side of it. And a lot of their information was not correct that they gave to the judge.
But they acknowledge that they dumped it there.
Well, yeah, oh yeah, there's no question that International Paper's predecessor, they bought this company, they bought Champion, and there's no question that everybody admits, yes, they dumped it there. Everybody admits, who operated that operation was McGinnis. They had a contract with International Paper, and we think that it was very confusing to the jury when Waste Management didn't appear in court. And I'm not trying to point my finger at Waste Management. I think they did the right thing in settling the case. And we hope maybe the International Paper might reconsider that. But we're going to go back to battle with them and see if we can change their mind. Well, yeah, it's kind of like fighting both hands tied behind your back and your front foot too. But yes, sir.
Are individuals still allowed to sue either of those companies by themselves?
You bet. We did not compromise anybody in the settlement, anybody's right to sue any of those companies. That's
So
right.
if anybody gets their wells tested and they find these agents, then they can go on and sue.
Well, assuming they can meet the very high burden that there is established by our laws for that kind of proof, and I think it personally is maybe a little too high, but no, of course, disagree with me on that. And yeah, you could do it. You could do it. Now, an individual would be very hard for an individual to do it, and there are groups and there are attorneys out there, and I'm not going to get involved in that because those are individual causes of action. I'm focused on the government's case. But yeah, we didn't settle anybody's right to sue anybody.
And one more thing about that, the reason I bring that up is because people themselves in a lot of
Hope I did best, maybe not. But I would like to say, just kind of the last shot I wanted to have, is it's really good to see a community that's organized and getting together. You should be commended for what you're doing. This lady that was right. This is sending a message around the country. That Highlands is going to stand up and not take this. We're going to keep fighting.